anyway.
Not on this budget.
Folks, we're glad you joined us because before we get to our Great Balls of Fire business, we have to talk about the past week in World Wrestling Entertainment. WWE has long been known, I guess, for the past, 2-3 years as the land for women's opportunity.
Yeah.
For equal opportunity, and no better example than last week. 3 main events, all headlined by female superstars.
Yeah, there are 3 main shows, which are Raw, Smackdown, and NXT. Their 3 main weekly shows had women's main events for the first time in history. That's something groundbreaking.
And all creative main events. I mean, these aren't just woman versus woman. These aren't just one-on-one championship matches.
Yeah.
We started on Monday Night Raw, the main event, a women's gauntlet match to determine the number 1 contender for Alexa Bliss's Raw Women's title.
And let's just think about it. When's the last time we've seen a gauntlet match?
Hey.
Like, truthfully for me, it's been about 10 years since I've seen a gauntlet match.
I feel like SmackDown did one with the tag team titles a few months back.
I probably can't.
But as with women in the gauntlet match, I've never seen it.
Yeah, a huge deal. There was Sasha Banks, Bayley, Dana Brooke was in it, I think.
Dana Brooke.
Emma.
Nia Jax.
And was Mickie James in it?
And Mickie James.
So
all putting up great fights. I mean,
for the number 1 contendership to Alexa Bliss's Raw Women's Championship at that pay-per-view that I refused to call. So with that being said, just great start. And then Nia Jax kind of showcased her power, her dominance.
Oh, yeah. Her power, her stamina, her endurance, her will. This match really showcased Nia Jax and proved to me, at least, that she's worthy of a title shot down the road.
A singles title shot.
Yes, going through 4 women.
Yeah, she was number 2. She came out in the second spot.
Started the match with Bayley.
Yeah, and just kind of, I won't say ran through. But she ran through. She ran through everybody.
That is until
the final entrant came out, which was Sasha Banks. No shortage of history between those two.
No, and let's face it, Jack. I mean, I was one of those people who wrote Sasha Banks off a couple months ago.
Gosh.
After her feud with Charlotte, I mean, Sasha Banks just kind of got forgotten.
Agreed, and it's real easy to do that with somebody like Sasha. I kind of think it's easy to do that with somebody like Sasha and Bayley. That just when you think, okay, they're getting put off to the side, they don't know what the heck they're doing, they're out here in limbo, they come off and do something like Sasha did Monday night, beating Nia Jax to win the gauntlet match and be the number 1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship.
That's right. This Sunday at Great Balls of Fire, it is Boss versus Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. Jack, I think this might be one of those matches that could potentially steal the show.
I do too. We'll talk more about it as we go along in the predictions part of the show.
That's right. But second women's main event of last week
was the second women's Money in the Bank ladder match in 9 days?
Yes, in 9 days. And if you think the women had taken all that they could in the most PG way possible, that was not enough. Smackdown, Jack, delivered. It was Daniel Bryan's, second week back?
Yep.
After he had previewed the week before. This week, what were your thoughts kind of going in after seeing the first women's Money in the Bank ladder match?
I was really all for it. It's really screwed up that the first women's Money in the Bank ladder match will have, of all freaking people, James Ellsworth climbing the ladder to retrieve the briefcase.
Still wondering why and what.
No, it shouldn't have happened. Okay, that no chin freak had no business anywhere in that match instead of getting powerbombed through a ladder.
And yes, Jack, I think for the second women's Money in the Bank ladder match, I mean, Ellsworth had been banned.
Yeah, he was banned from ringside.
He was out of the picture, but, things have a way of backfiring on you.
Of course they do.
And what a match. I mean, I thought that, this match delivered pretty much on par with the first women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which is all good, except, you know, I thought this was your chance to do it bigger and better, SmackDown, and you're just kind of numbing your audience at this point.
Yeah, and it kind of ended. I mean, it was the same finish with the exception of Noah Ellsworth, which, thank God.
Yes.
But with that being said, Carmella wins and solidifies herself as Mrs. Money in the Bank.
Do you think this legitimizes Carmella? Do you think if 2 wins like this, regardless of how she did it, kind of proves that she can hang around? She is top caliber superstar.
Not yet, but we're getting there.
Getting there. It'll be interesting to see how they book her with the briefcase.
Exactly. That's going to be the determining factor, and how they book her when she cashes it in.
When she cashes it in, and that is the most important part.
Exactly.
In all of this, regardless of how she wins, who she beat, it won't matter when she cashes in on, a susceptible, vulnerable women's champion.
And not only that, she has to win.
Has to. Yeah.
Has to win.
Yeah. Has to.
You delegitimize the women's Money in the Bank, period, almost to a point of no return if Carmella does not win when she cashes it in.
It almost delegitimized the whole second match, because if they were going to have her win, I mean, why have Daniel Bryan come back? Why say it's unfair? Why have all these women say do the right thing, redo the match? But
my biggest thing is, and I still stand by this, in light of what happened, I don't agree with the finish of the first match. But if you were going to do that, have Carmella cash in that night.
Which almost happened.
During
the pay-per-view.
They teased it, but they should have pulled the trigger. They should have won it. Then not only do you eradicate that problem,
right,
because she's already cashed in, she's the champion, but, I mean, she gets so much heat from that. You want to legitimize somebody, there you go.
Yeah, no better way to do it. I think, Jack, though, the third women's main event from last week,
oh my gosh,
beats Raw and SmackDown combined.
Oh my gosh. So going to NXT Wednesday night, and NXT is kind of in their summer swing where there's not a takeover.
Right. So
in place of having a takeover, they are having championship main events as the main event of the weekly NXT shows,
which I completely support.
Yes, because I don't want there to be too many takeovers.
Mm-hmm.
Takeovers are special.
Yep.
So 5 or 6 a year, I'm good with.
They're already adding more than even 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago.
A lot more, but I think the big 4.
Yeah.
And then 1 or 2 outside of that,
sure.
I can dig.
Agreed. But this build up to Brooklyn, Jack, really this build up to the championship match. I mean, NXT Women's Champion Asuka has been champion for 400, nearly 500 days.
Since WrestleMania weekend of last year.
Yes. A new year, same champion. And for 6 months.
Maybe more dominant.
Yeah, right. 6 long months. Nikki Cross has kind of emerged as the contender. I mean, we thought it was Ember Moon. Ember had a great chance at the championship.
She should have won it.
Not for Asuka's
underhanded tactics.
Yeah, she had a trick up her sleeve, played it, and remained the women's champion. But unfortunately, Ember, along the way, got injured.
Thanks to Asuka.
And had to sit on the shelf through NXT TakeOver Chicago.
Yeah, she's back now. Not in the title picture yet. We'll get to that. But, as far as Nikki Cross goes, I really do think her, Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce.
Wow.
That's going to be the future of your NXT women's division.
It's the new breed of women's superstar. I mean, the do-it-all kind of, unlimited arsenal, unlimited energy, and chemistry. I mean, you think about it, these women have been, with the exception of Ruby Riott, have been facing each other for, 1-2 years?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they know each other well, and I think, like you said, Jack, this next crop will really show off and showcase what NXT has to offer.
And going back what you said about chemistry, the chemistry that Asuka has with Nikki Cross, And you're talking about the styles, two contrasting styles.
Yeah.
You know, Asuka, you know, she's the more strong style technique. You know, she's with the stiff kicks and the technical submission holds.
Sure.
Where Nikki Cross is, I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to punch you really hard.
She's a brawler.
And I'm going to throw you all over the place.
And I'm going to throw my body all over the place. Because
Exactly.
that's essentially, it's, you know, no rules.
Yes.
Throw the rules out the window for Nikki Cross. And that's exactly how they had to treat
But it works.
this match. Yeah, it works. It's her character. It's Sanity. Sanity does whatever they need to do
To win.
to win and to cleanse the WWE. You know, Jack, we were talking a couple months ago after WrestleMania about how they need to book Sanity.
Yes.
And
What did I tell you? Put the titles on everybody in Sanity.
everybody.
Nikki Cross needs to win the NXT Women's Championship. And excuse me, because I'm still getting over a cold, so my voice goes in and out. I apologize. Anyway, Nikki Cross, Women's Champion. Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf, Tag Team Champions. Eric Young, NXT Champion.
And
Book it.
Eric Young and Alexander Wolf don't make a half-bad tag team themselves. So, food for thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say Killian Dane is just as good to win the NXT Championship. He was a WCPW champion.
Wow. And who knows? The giant from Glasgow, is he?
Belfast.
From Belfast. That's right. The Belfast Beast.
Yeah.
Who knows? We could be, you know, mentioning his name more and more as we roll on. But going back to the women's title match from last week, I mean, William Regal had a handful to deal with, more than a couple handfuls, and hey, Jack, I say he settled it right.
A last woman standing match. I love it.
This is the same brand, NXT, that produced classics such as the 30-minute Iron Woman match,
Which I've probably watched about 4 times in the last week.
what else? I mean, I believe we've had Fatal 4-Ways.
Yes.
NXT is legendary for their women's matches, and this one right up there with the best of them. Tables, ladders, chairs.
It was basically a TLC match.
Nothing was off limits.
I mean,
I think the only thing we didn't see was the kitchen sink.
like some of the shots in this match made me cringe. Like they're beating the holy hell out of each other.
Yeah, and no love lost. I mean, these two have been battling for weeks, months. Nikki Cross has been obsessed with Asuka and the women's title. Just watch any promo of hers.
I don't want Nikki Cross obsessed over anything remotely close to me.
And I don't want Nikki Cross, you know, giving that neck breaker.
And she did that to Asuka
Crossroads?
about 4 times in a row. How Asuka got up from that, I still can't believe.
I think Mauro Ranallo is still saying Mamma Mia right now over that match.
By the way, great match for Mauro to come back to. I mean,
Right.
only one of the greatest NXT Women's Championship matches in history, so, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So hats off to WWE. I mean, what a week. Really in a week that was kind of in limbo after Money in the Bank, before Great Balls of Fire.
And by the way, Asuka won with a superplex through the announce table and getting up at the count of 9.
I thought it was going to be a double countout.
I did too. And I wouldn't have been mad.
And then Regal comes out and says, fight till there's a winner.
I'll fight forever.
Yeah, that's how it basically was. Those two, this is the end, it seems, but
I don't think it's the end. This has so many echoes from me, and I'm not trying to compare it because it's kind of comparing apples to oranges, but it has so many just things that remind me of 2004 between Shawn Michaels and Triple H. They had a last man standing match at the Royal Rumble that year. That ended in a double countout, which this match almost did. That ended in a double countout. Next night on Raw, Triple H says, "What do I have to do to get rid of you?" Shawn Michaels says, "Me and you, we hadn't even gotten started yet."
wow.
And Joey, I'm going to go out on a limb for this one. And maybe, depending on if Ember Moon gets back in, gets back in the title picture. But if she does not until after Brooklyn, I can easily see Asuka versus Nikki Cross inside of Hell in a Cell. The first ever NXT Hell in a Cell match.
Wow. I would love to see it.
Can you not envision that?
I see it. Listen, I mean, what else can you say? These two women know how to take each other to the limit. Beyond the limit. And that limit, we still do not know where that is. But, hey, Ember Moon she never, really lost her number one contendership.
No, she got hurt. So we'll see how that plays out. But like I said, if Ember's not back in the title picture by Brooklyn, I can easily see it.
Same here.
So like I said, like you said, huge week for women.